I'm the type of person that I like to conquer everything that I fear. Of course, there are moments where, like, man, I remember the first time surfing when I made it big was, I don't know, maybe 50 feet plus. Everything just moving the whole ocean, so that was intense. But of course, like, there's a whole preparation to that. Like,
are there people that are going out, they can't hold their breath that long?
Oh yeah, I even died at pipeline years ago in 2005 in a drown. Anything that's going to enhance your ability to survive is a plus. So, plus exercising in the water is so much fun already. Right? I'm seeing some massive waves that I'm going to eventually. Everybody gets out under. Everybody gets a set on the head or something, some ugly situation. Then you're like, I need to stay calm. And how can I create a scenario that's going to prompt me to stay calm?
To be able to do big wave surfing and wipe out and come back from it, you can't panic.
And if you panic, you die, you drown, you know?
Yeah.
So I've learned, like, with my pipeline accident, I remember it was, for instance, it was I had a 2-wave hold down. It was an 11-wave set, hit the reef all over the place, but I didn't know the breathing techniques that I know today. If I knew then, would I've maybe not drowned? Possibly.
Hey guys, welcome to the Conscious Flow podcast. We're your hosts, Kevin and Marley.
Hey.
Today we're interviewing David Lin. Yeah, we're super excited to talk to you, David.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Are you guys watching?
Yeah, so we love, like, big wave podcasts like the Lenny Bros and stuff, and we want to talk to you about your big wave surfing, and I also want to talk to you about, like, because you grew up in Brazil, right? And then you lived on the North Shore for 20 years. So, like, what was that like, moving from Brazil to here, and, like, what made you come out here in the first place?
All right. Yeah, it's a long journey. It's been a long journey, but a cool journey. I've been residing on the North Shore for 24 years. I moved as a kid, and in Brazil, the place where I came from, it's there isn't much waves. But when I was 14 years old, I knew that I always wanted to live in Hawaii and surf big waves and play music, and so I moved out here. And learning, it's like a different world to go, getting to.
Right. Did you surf in Brazil before you moved out here?
I did. I was surfing there for a year and a half, and I caught up pretty quick with surfing. And at the time, I within a year and a half, I started competing, and I remember getting a sponsorship from the best surfing company there for surfing store. So I was really stoked Grom. Brazil, surfing wasn't as big as it is today. Nowadays it was big, but not as well seen, like, because now it's more sort of a professional, like, the athletes, they take their lifestyle more seriously, like, with no drugs, better, healthy lifestyle. So there was still this stigma, like, back in Brazil, you're a surfer, therefore you do drugs, or not so seen well. So I don't know what I'm okay. So that caused the surfing community in my hometown not to be that big, but I love it, man. As soon as I started surfing, my brother, actually, he was a professional surfer, one of my older brothers, and initially, to be funny, when I tried for the first time, I didn't like it. I don't know why. I was just a kid. But then later, when I started surfing when I was 14, I loved it. I was like, this is it. I want to be a surfer. And I discovered, like, surfing and music at the same time, like playing guitar and being in a band, all that. I know, I was like, yes. I really identify myself. Those were the two secure places to go for me. As a teenager, coming from divorced parents. So, you're a teenager, you don't have that, sometimes, the foundation, you need to escape. So I think those were the two venues that I connected with, like, and I never done drugs in my life. I never even smoked. Sorry,
never
guys,
smoked
for
weed?
those that never smoked in my life.
Yeah.
nothing against my friends that smoke, right? But for me, it was just so cool, man. The whole thing, like surfing, for me was just unreal. Like I'm already high with this, you know.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, it seems kind of like you like being on a drug. Like the way I'm not a surfer. Really? I've tried it a couple times.
I've tried to push her into a few waves out here on the North Shore.
It does like put you on like a high when you catch a wave. I've caught like 1 or 2 waves and it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
So I can imagine that just doing something that you love like that is like a drug in itself.
It's awesome. Actually, no, guys, it's really bad. Don't try it.
Right.
Okay. You feel home. You're going to become a bum, a beach bum. Don't do it.
Yeah.
But you found that it kept you out of trouble, like kept you out of drugs and.
Oh yeah, because like imagine like you're at home, like you're growing up and you have problems like at home, right? Family, and it happens in a lot of families, right? So you just want to find like a happy place, like a good place that you can identify. So I'm a guy, I have a lot of energy, and being a teenager, I need to have this energy out somewhere, right? Some form of outlet. So surfing for me was great, like being in nature, discovering waves, how to stand up, seeing the water moving. The first time I stood up, I thought was crazy and real, like what, I'm sitting up on something and I just watching the water pass by below me, and then you get into your first barrel and then it's over, you know. But the whole discovery and just the lifestyle, it was cool. I loved it, being immersed in nature. So it caused you to be healthy, right? To train. Then transitioning from there to, actually we moved to New Jersey. My family's partly from there, so it was a huge cultural shock going to Brazil, like Northeast, where it's nice and warm, to Newark, New Jersey, you know?
Yeah, wow, that's a huge contrast.
Yeah, cold.
Yeah.
And I remember getting there, like, you know, you watch the movies in Brazil, so the Hollywood depicts some place like, wow, this is beautiful, U.S. is nice. At least, like, you know, there's some beautiful places in the U.S., of course, but like the transition from a tropical place to place there's concrete and cold and snow was hard, man. But
were you able to surf it all there or not really?
I did manage to discover some waves in Jersey shores, like Belmar and things like that. So check this out. That's sometimes when we love something, we can do some. Yeah, we don't mind how much we travel, but I remember I had to take with my surfboard from inland. I had to take a bus, 30-minute ride to a train station, then have a 2-hour ride to the beach. Walk 20 blocks to surf sometimes the crappiest waves you ever find. But sometimes we score, but sometimes they have nothing.
Was that in Jersey?
In Jersey. Okay. And do everything reverse. Yeah. Plus, the bus weren't running anymore when I got back, so I had to walk. So like, oh my gosh. So yeah, it's, you know, when you love something, you go
well,
lengths.
Sometimes the waves are better too. Like I've found if you got to go through a journey, you know, to get to the waves, or if there's a place where waves hardly ever show up, like only 20 times a year, it makes those waves a little more special. So you might have.
Yeah. I miss a lot. That's a good point, because you love something, you miss something, and then you go, no matter how long, you love it, you want to do it. But it's also like to mention that not just because we love something, you do it, that it can be great. You have dedication, but you also need strategy, you need foundation, you need training, you need guidance, right? If you're a mentor. So to be on your journey, if you want to become let's say a professional surfer, yes, then you need all of that. If you want just to do it as a hobby, maybe you might not need all of that, but it helps because you advanced.
Right. Well, then showing up to the North Shore for the first time, like what was that like for you?
Oh man, I remember. I told my family, my sister, that I was coming. Well, from Jersey, I moved to California to stay a couple months with my sister. Then I was like, all right, I'm going to Hawaii, and I just bought one way. And I told my sister, okay, if it works out, fine, I'll stay there. If not, just come back. But I didn't know anybody. I had no idea where to stay. I just remember in an airplane, like, okay, I'm going to Hawaii. Where? You know, where am I going to sit? There wasn't a Google, you know, like, oh, let me search, or Airbnb, and none of that stuff. So in the airplane, I was just a kid, man. And in the airplane, I met two people. This Brazilian guy that lived in Australia with his wife, and he was coming to visit Hawaii again. And he told me, okay, if you want surfing, you go to North Shore. If you want city, you go to Honolulu. And I'm like, okay, probably North Shore, but where? I don't know anybody, you know? So the lady behind me in my seat, she was the wife of a local surfer that I remember seeing him in the movies in Brazil, like some surfing movies. And she was with her daughter. No, her son, a little kid. And she told me, okay, if you help me with my luggage, I'll give you a ride to North Shore, and you can stay with us at the Malaikahana, right, the camping grounds there. And then next day I'll take you to Footland. I'm just hearing this info for the first time. I have no idea what Footland is.
You're like,
like all these locations. So I'm like, all right, I have no choice. So they took me to Malaikahana. The next day they gave me a ride to Footland with a bulletin board about places, and then I just found a place there at the time, and things started happening from there, right? But from the beginning, like I remember, I had, I think, $900 with me, and I paid 2 months in advance, which I started sleeping in the kitchen, right across from Sunset Beach. So that I think was $250 a month. So that left me with $400, and then I remember buying 2 boards for, I think was $320, and then I got left with I don't know the rest. It was something like that, or it wasn't 1 night. I can't remember, something like that. But I was just left with very little money.
Whoa.
I had 2 surfboards, but yeah, no food and nothing. So whole process, you know, you don't know anybody. You're just following a dream, right? I want to come to Hawaii, go to Hawaii, and search this dream of becoming a surfer, big wave surfer, right? But you don't know the obstacles that await for you, right? So we say here in Hawaii that it's another saying like that. Only the strong survives here, because you hit you don't have your mom and your dad to pay stuff for you, so it's like you have to go after things, right?
Yeah.
But thankfully, things start happening. I became a cliff diver at Waimea Falls because I didn't have a job. That was a scary thing. I'm afraid of heights, dude. I'm terrified.
Was that a job or for fun?
Yeah. No, it was a job because I was desperate to do some work.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, let me become a cliff diver, which I've never done before. I thought the job was for something else. And yeah, I ended up being there for a couple of weeks as a cliff diver.
Like you were a guide, kind of?
No. Doing cliff jumping, doing shows.
For sure.
Yeah. Because I used to, when I was from Brazil, when I went to Jersey, I picked up martial arts, especially this Brazilian martial art, because I was thinking, okay, my mind always thought about, okay, I need to stay in shape for surfing somehow. I'm going to get back into surfing. Although I was in Jersey, but I didn't want to stop. So I picked up this martial art, Brazilian martial art, that's called capoeira. A lot of body movement. So, okay, I need to do that to get my body going. And so when I'm back surfing again, I'm moving, right? I have my flexibility, agility, and so forth. So because I learned how to do flips and all that stuff, when I came here to get the job, I was like, all right, I need to work. I need to make some money and then become a cliff diver. Why not?
Oh my
and
gosh.
I had to learn how to dive from 10 feet, 5 feet, 10, 25, 35,
So wait,
60.
And like
You're-
flips.
Yeah,
flip
and I've
in the
never
air?
done it in my life. I've never
Okay.
done it in my entire life.
That's crazy.
I was terrified.
Off of
Yeah.
like a cliff.
Yeah.
So
There's
it's
why my
not-
fault. So you have.
And the first time you do it, you're jumping off of a cliff. Like it's not like you get to practice on like a platform situation.
All nature. You have to climb everything on your own.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, just get instructions from the
And-
guy, from the coach.
Was it like competitions or?
No, just they had 3 shows a day, 6 jumps per show. We had to wear like this loincloth like look like little Tarzans, you know, blow a conch out, and
so it's like a traditional like Hawaiian show type of thing.
Yeah. It was back at the falls.
Okay.
And dude, it was scary. Yeah.
Do they still do that or
no? Thank God, because when I was there, like they stopped it. It was very dangerous. People have died doing that there.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you know anyone that died?
No, prior to me working, no. But I thought I was gonna die every day.
Wow.
Yeah, there was.
So you're afraid of heights, but then like, what's the biggest wave you've ever surfed, or like, like you got into big wave surfing, right?
Yeah, it's strange. Like I'm the type of person that I like to conquer everything that I fear, except spiders and snakes and frogs. But aside from that, I go for it. Like so, with surfing, like I don't know if the brain just got used to it, to seeing it, to being out there. Of course, there are moments where, like, man, I remember the first time surfing when I made it big was, I don't know, maybe 50 feet plus, and my brain just going haywire because I've never seen before, like, being in a situation like that where you see waves bigger than a pole and just barrels and everything just moving the whole ocean. So that was intense. Mm-hmm. But of course, like there's a whole preparation into that. Like you start getting more comfortable, then you start surfing waves and bigger waves here and there and getting to it. And in some situations they're not the best, but you manage somehow to stay calm, to control. Of course, sometimes like you need assistance. Nowadays, you have the life vest, which I think is great. You have jet skis, but to assist whenever things happen. But aside from that, of course, like training, doing your right, all the training, the preparation. So when things happen, you're staying calm. But yeah, I remember like even on jet ski, like years ago, like doing some towing with friends. I'd say 50 plus swells just out there with jet skis and just seeing massive waves, you know.
And what are the wipeouts like at Waimea? What have you wiped out there?
Oh, plenty.
Like, yeah.
Waimea's avalanche, phantoms, and yeah, it's just like beating. It's
yeah.
It can be the thrillest ride of your life. Can I say thrillist?
Yeah.
Sure. I don't know if it's a word.
Yeah. I like that word.
Let's create some words.
Yeah.
Or the worst nightmare too. You know.
Well, I don't think we've seen Waimea get super big while we've been living here, but we've seen phantoms get huge. And yeah, it's crazy because I feel like we thought that just only like the pro surfers were surfing giant waves, but then we're here and we're seeing like your average Joe just like going out and surfing these massive waves, and we're like, is that just like what it's like to live here? Like you just get more and more comfortable in the water and then it levels up. Like how was that process for you to I guess get into bigger and bigger
like
waves?
Going from waves in Jersey to then like giant phantoms. Like,
well, even waves in Brazil super small. It's like Cocoa Beach, Florida. Like that's what I compare my hometown with. It is still a process, still learning. Like it's never ending, because situations are different. Situations arise. Like you wipe out and you don't have somebody to rescue you, so you have to stay calm. Sometimes I don't know, have a couple wave hold downs. So it's a process. I think for me it was just like watching, going out, learning, experiencing it, and analyzing like, okay, I can do this better, that better, and just improving, feeling more comfortable. There are days where you don't feel like it, like, you know what, I'm not gonna go out. And some other days you're like, yeah, I feel really good, I'm gonna go out. And
so how important is like the the breath work in order to be able to hold your breath, you know, like, because like I did a workout with you the other day, underwater workout, which was really cool. And so, like, is that, like, you probably wouldn't go big wave surfing unless you could hold your breath and do a workout underwater for like 3 minutes, right? Like, or are there people that are going out that maybe they can't hold their breath that long?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. But for me, like, because I even died at Pipeline years ago in 2005 and I drowned.
You died at Pipeline?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So for me, anything that's going to enhance your ability to survive is a plus. So plus exercising the water is so much fun already, right?
Yeah.
But aside from the fun, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, I'm seeing some massive waves that I'm going to eventually, everybody gets held under, everybody gets a set on the head or something, some ugly situation. Then you're like, I need to stay calm. And how can I create a scenario that's going to prompt me to stay calm, to the best of my ability and not freak out, and therefore survive. And that's the goal, to survive and be able to do it more and more and enjoy it, right? So I think it's very important to every person that's pursuing like big wave surfing. And even if it's not big wave, but just to feel comfortable in the water, yeah, go to some breath hold courses or go training with your friends and, you know, pushing, staying calm and up to date. You know?
What's your secret to stay calm when you're getting held down? Do you have like a technique or something?
Yes, I do. Aside from the training, so like you have breath techniques that you apply with mouth breathing and nose breathing. And I like to give a shout out to two friends, two companies, Hawaii Cold Divers, owned by Ricardo, and Rafael with RK Training. So there are two friends, awesome guys that they teach here on the North Shore. And there's other friends too, but done some training with them, and they're awesome. So I've learned throughout the years like a lot of different techniques. So I apply depending on the situation, from mouth to nose breathing. But when I am underwater wiping out, I pick a 3.5 minute song that I play in my head. And there's a specific song that's a couple years ago. It's like I started listening and like, okay, which song am I gonna pick today? So I picked a sick song that for me it's called "Starry Night" by Joe Satriani. It's an instrumental song.
Okay.
So I just played as soon as I'm wiping out. I'm just like start playing over in my head, and if I can get through the whole song, and let's say I'm up.
So it's like an instrumental guitar song?
Yeah, instrumental guitar song. I wouldn't suggest a heavy metal song because you want to stay calm. Yeah, if you pick some Metallica or something, good luck. But yeah, just something soothing. So that's what I do. I just pick. So my mind is shifting from the wipeout, from the pain, from the condition, to just so I don't get super panicky and just stay relaxed and just.
Wow, that sounds like a really huge mental practice that I guess I never thought about, but like to be able to do big wave surfing and wipe out and come back from it, you can't panic. You have to stay
calm. And if you panic, you die, you drown, you know?
Yeah.
So I've learned like with my pipeline accident, I remember it was for instance, it was I had a 2-wave hold down. It was an 11-wave set. I wiped down the 3rd wave of the set, got 2-wave hold down, hit the reef all over the place. And I was in pretty good conditioning, but I didn't know the breathing techniques that I know today. If I knew then, would I've maybe not drowned? Possibly, right? So it's I think it's both sides, like having the training and everything, right? Which also implements a healthy lifestyle. So I never smoked in my life. And when I drowned, I had 95% of my lungs filled with water and sand.
Whoa.
So if I was a smoker, would I have the 5% left? Maybe not. Maybe yes, maybe not. So you have like, okay, what for me, right? Nothing is the people or the friends that smoke and all that stuff, right? That do heavy drugs. I'm just kidding, my friends, they don't do heavy drugs. but I like to think for me, okay, since I was a teenager, I always wanted to compete, and I always had my competitive mindset, and I was foreseeing, okay, if I abstain from trying drugs or smoking, I could never associate surfing with smoke. I know people relax and like, yeah, this is cool, all that stuff. Yeah, it's awesome. But because of my lungs, and smoke, for me, I was like, okay, it doesn't match. I need my lungs to survive, to breathe.
Right.
So,
like you don't want to smoke weed and then go paddle out to pipe.
yeah, some guys do, but again, like me, right, my mindset, I just couldn't associate it as a teenager. Like, why am I gonna go drinking or smoking if the sport is already so awesome and beautiful?
Yeah.
And I need to move. I need to be healthy. Why I'm gonna add something that it jeopardizes my lung capacity? I couldn't reconnect. So for me, I think it helped me a lot throughout the years. Just having a healthy lifestyle mindset, not drinking, exercising, trying to eat as healthy as I can, and moving and practicing. It's a daily habit. I had a lot of injuries too, but I try to also like use whatever, despite the pain, like try to find a place, a comfortable place that I can go in my mind to, or a familiar place to use that to train, to enhance me for the next time, next big wave or something, next travel.
Right. Well, yeah, I don't want to gloss over the your pipeline accident. So like who ended up saving you, and then how did you get the sand and the water out of your lungs? And then how
were you wearing, like, because you talk about wearing the float vests? Were you wearing a float vest?
I don't think people don't wear that at pipe, right?
Oh, really?
We have impact vest.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a flotation vest is you can pull the trigger and then inflates, and then impact vest you have pads, and people wear that at pipe when it's big. Yeah. Because the impact sometimes you to help you float if anything happens. But back then in 2005, no, not just a wet, just a top. And but remember Rocky with the canoe that was paddling? Yeah. So he was one of the 6 lifeguards that saved me on the shore.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you guys have like a special relationship.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And yeah, so what happened, it's a not so long story, but long story, but resuming really quick, right? When I wiped out, I had a friend that wiped out into the wave after, and he was able to see my board tombstoning. So what does it mean to you guys know when I say tombstoning?
When the board's up and down, and that means you're dragging on the leash at the bottom.
Yeah, because you're heavier than the board, right? So you're attached to the board by leash. So because you weight, the board is up there floating, and you're putting pressure to bring. Is that almost like you're trying to drag a buoy down the balloon, but it doesn't go down because there's like air inside, trapped inside. Okay. So it keeps like up there, right? Going like this. So when this guy that we're friends with, his name is Saeed from Venezuela. Yeah, he saw my board tombstone, and he knew who the somebody was in trouble, but he didn't know it was me. So he was pointing to the lifeguards, and then there's a whole thing that people that I knew that saw it from the start and calling the ambulance and but the lifeguards already saw it, so they were on it. But by the time they got to me, so let me go back a little bit. Saeed, he was able to get to me and pull my leash and get me up to the surface. And he said it was all purple. My eyes were rolled back, and I had blood coming out of my mouth, my ears. And him, another friend, another big wave surfer, Micaela from Brazil, they put me on, and a photographer, I believe, after Saeed, put me on my board. I had long hair at the time, and so I could stay up. And then I just remember like the waking up in the water, throwing up blood, with the lifeguards around me saying, "David, when you see a wave, don't breathe." Then I had the rescue tube around me. It's a Rocky, and I can't remember the other guys. I think Johnny Angel too. Yeah, but I got pushed up from pipe to Ehukai, to the sandbar, but was still like sizable. It was a big day, and so my mind, I was coming in and out of consciousness. Long story short, that I'm going to the hospital. Lungs filled with water and sand. They had to induce me to a coma, then extract all the water out using some tubes, and then it was a journey for me to get back to it, which took me about 2 weeks.
You were back at Pipe in 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
And how old were you when this happened?
I was 23 years old.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so because I knew, I remember like when I got home, like I could still have gone to secondary drowning because I have so much fluid trapped in your lungs, and I had a suction machine to take all the stuff out of my lungs. But I was thinking, and I feel like 100 years old. I couldn't move. I couldn't take 3 steps. I was already tired. So I was very surprised how fast our bodies heal up, when you have good condition to take care of it. So I remember like 13 days thinking, man, there was a small swell, nothing big, 5 foot Hawaiian. And I was like, you know what? I need to surf. Otherwise, I'm never going to surf again. Then I went to VLAN. I shouldn't mention names.
Yeah, no, you can say. I've heard VLAND on a lot of pods. So
I went to a unknown break. And then after that, the next day, I decided to go to the Pipe. I had a helmet after, but just like, okay, I need to go out to overcome this giant in front of me. So I think that was very helpful for me to get back out there,
Right, yeah.
Whoa. Okay. I guess what I'm wondering, because when I hear about someone going through like a near-death experience, I'm like, do you have any memories of like being unconscious? Or some people say they have experiences of seeing like a light or what different experiences. So did you experience anything like that just while you're...
Or did you experience complete darkness and nothingness?
Right.
And fire.
Right.
Brimstone. No.
Yeah.
I saw Moses.
Really?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Actually, a roommate that I had asked me that a couple of weeks after, like, hey man, I gotta ask you something. And I said, like, super serious, did you just see anything, man? Like, yeah, there. I was like, put a very serious face. I saw Moses, man. He's like, really? Like, I was like, no.
That's a good one. You could make up anything.
yeah, totally. But I remember seeing light and figures. But honestly, I don't know if I saw something or if it was my head. I don't know.
Right.
But I have no doubt that there's angelical beings. I have no doubt that there's a creator. There's something on the other side. Yeah. No doubt about it at all. And no fear in dying. Maybe fear in how you die.
Right.
No, not at all.
So did you see like multiple being figures or
I saw multiple figures and a lot of light.
Wow.
Did you feel... I hear some people talk about feeling at peace when they're maybe in that state.
For me, it was quick.
Okay.
So I just remember seeing and being like, whoa. But not, I think it was really quick for me.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't know. But the surf photographer that went in the ambulance shared something to me that I thought was really cool. Like maybe 3 or 4 years later, he shared that his name is Jamie Russi, very famous surf photographer, old timer here. So that when he went in the ambulance and he would stop praying, my lifeline would go flat on the machine, and then every time he would pray, they get back, and to the point where the paramedics are like, dude, what the heck is happening? Like, because never seen it. So, and it's nothing like there's nothing. Just prayer, man. Like when he shared that to me, it's like, wow, that's sometimes like we miss the little signs right there in front of us. For me, that was like, okay, I have to believe that there is something there.
Right.
There's someone there. There's there's different things, and it's a boost. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that where people who have had near-death experiences, when people are praying for them, that it's almost like sometimes they even come through in their dreams while they're under, maybe in a coma or something.
Like, no matter what you believe, I mean, there's a certain element of like people putting in like this prayer, and it's like this collective consciousness that's trying to heal something.
Or this energy, or whatever it is. It's like, other people praying for you seems...
It's powerful. Prayer.
Powerful.
It's a powerful force. I'll tell you, like, man, like people praying for me. Like, I have a friend here, Uncle Greg. It's a lot of people like went to the hospital, and Greg shares to me like when they saw me coming out of the ambulance going to Queen's Hospital, and I was all dead, like I looked like a vegetable, all purple. Oof. And then my lungs stopped functioning, and they're like, okay, he's gonna die, And then all the odds were against me, and people started praying, and then it got better. In a lot of situations, like we can go on Google and searching stories, like plenty of situations where people odds are completely against them, and something happens, just. So I believe in the power of prayer, and I believe like in a I don't want to call it mysterious being. I think it's more personal. I believe in the creator that, like for what I've learned, man, I wasn't a believer, but after that, like, okay, I gotta believe it, especially like when you're surfing some big waves. I've seen some atheists be like, God, help me, Totally.
That's awesome. That just totally...
Yeah, like, there's no way, like, we can become prideful beings and arrogant and all that stuff, but when you put it, to face something beyond you, above you, we got humble, dude, like, unless if you're an idiot, which you can be sometimes, but can also be smart, but like, all right.
Totally. Wow.
Cool. Yeah. So I also want to know, like, if you have any, because like Marley and I moved here last winter, and we've been just learning about like the North Shore, and like it's kind of this fascinating place. Do you have like any crazy stories from back in the day? Because it seemed like a lot of gnarly stuff was going down, like in the 80s, and now from what we hear, like,
well, I wasn't here in the 80s. I'm not at all.
No, I know you've been here probably the early 2000s. Yeah.
80s a little bit above my pay grade.
No, but you might have heard some stuff, from them,
or been here for what have...
Well, there are stories that unfortunately I'm not allowed to share.
No, that's fine.
But some, geez, I seen some changes. Like, I remember, for instance, like Sharks Cove, there was just one surf shop, so no food trucks, nothing.
Did you see the stuff on the news recently where they're trying to buy the? Marley hasn't seen this, but I just saw this morning.
I think they did. I think they're finalizing it, and where city kind of like they're gonna create this headquarters for lifeguard. I think it's a great idea because people die here every year, and to have a hospital super far away, it would be so helpful for the lives, for the visitors and people here.
And the deaths here, like surfers on the North Shore, like it kind of goes undocumented, right? Like,
I have a friend who's told me before that people die here every week.
What?
But we don't hear of it because they try to keep it in the down low because it's tourism, right?
Right.
So not only surfing, but like people having heart attacks and stuff like that. You know. So I think like the area would be great to I think two things. Of course, like I want the business, people to have their jobs and different things like that, right? To all that stuff. But I think two things that in my observation seem to change would be having the headquarters. The less people at Sharks Cove, so nature can flourish again. Less human impact in the area.
Like maybe what they've done, maybe what they did at Hanauma Bay, where you got to have a reservation.
I think like every Monday and Tuesday they close for the public, so the sea life can can replenish yourself.
Yeah, because every time I drive, I mean, we don't even go there. We live like 5 minutes from it. We never go there because it's just too crowded.
Yeah.
You know? Every time I drive by, I'm like, whoa, just car. There's like 150 people in the water.
Yeah, I think I understand. Like because Hawaii depends on tourism, right? But I think some people sometimes they could have different. How can I say this in a way that doesn't offend the businesses? Because I understand everybody has to make a living, right? But I also think about nature a lot. So if there's a place, because I know it happened to my hometown in Brazil when I left, was like North Shore back in the days, and then when I go back, it's like Waikiki, but super bad. So I'm like, whoa, what happened to that natural habitat that was beautiful, nature flourishing? So my heart, I was gonna go be inclined to nature. I don't like big developments and all that stuff, money hungry mother flowers, that, they just think about money, but they don't think the impact on nature, on the ecosystem. Like if we lose all the nature, how are we gonna survive?
Right. Well, I think the other concern too is just from like the vibe and the things I've been hearing about development on the North Shore. Like, what's to say, the city's buying this land, they're gonna make this life-saving hub. But what if they buy the land and then they don't end up doing that? They have the land, but now they make condos
I hope not. I don't think the community would be thrilled about it.
Yeah.
And I think we should secretly go in the middle of the night and plan, I don't know, devices I'm just kidding.
Well, they just wiped out a whole forest right by Turtle Bay, where we would like to walk around. We just went over there after being gone for 2 weeks in Washington, and all the trees are cut down.
See, that's so sad.
I was like, I had to work through some anger about it, and then I was like, okay, there's nothing, like, it's done, but it's just painful. And yeah.
In my opinion, I think just some people that have no idea about the area. They have no clue. They don't explore nature. They don't know the importance of it. And then in their minds, they're thinking, "Oh, I need to make this much money. I need to," Then they start like some Jodo from, I don't know, some other place, and let's make money. Let's pick this Hawaiian place and place in Hawaii. Let's develop the hotel, extend it, whatever. And I don't dig that stuff.
Yeah.
And nature, like for instance, like an experience that like in French Polynesia, in Teahupo, like my friends in where they had the Olympics, right, in France. So, man, our hearts are breaking. My heart, and so many all the locals there, and anybody that loves nature is gonna feel for it, right? They had the old judge tower, right, that they set up, made out of wood and everything in Chopo. So, where they had the Olympics.
Right.
So the French government wanted to have this other tower made of aluminum that's fixed, expanded, because they wanted AC and all that stuff. So when I went there last time, prior to it, I was staying in my friend's bungalow right there. Just jungle, beautiful. There's just the old bridge, the small village, awesome. And then all the locals, they didn't want that to have the different expanded tower because it would hurt the reef. And then they create another bridge that looks like a Waikiki, in a small village. And then right across the street from our friend's bungalow, where it used to be just jungle, I got there, I was like, holy smokes, it looked like Area 51 with gravel, with a lot of white tents, big tents, and they put big poles and some other areas they had to build for the Olympics. And I'm thinking, man, it's just... people destroy nature. These guys, they're just thinking about money. Nature's for one event, and then it's over. And then what about the consequences? I don't know. I love nature a lot. So am I going to choose? How about you guys? I'm sure you guys love nature. So I'm going to choose, I don't know, some development to just attract money or nature, unless if it's some sort of a conservation strategy, you know, where it can be done in a really cool area, a cool way that preserves the spot, you know.
Yeah.
For instance, sorry.
Yeah. No.
For instance, there's a place that I think is in Brazil where it's a hotel, but it's a conservation hotel where people go. Like, it's totally inclined to preserving the animals and the ecosystem. So tourists that get to, it's almost like going to visit a zoo, in a sense, where they learn about the animals, they learn how to preserve the area so that the ecosystem is not affected, and people make money.
Whoa,
you know,
that's
and
really
the visitors
cool.
are in a much better, I don't know, like really cool environment,
and they feel good too,
Yeah,
because they're
man.
contributing to
totally
conservation.
I think you'd be surprised how many people love nature more than this big money hungry, developing.
Yeah,
I don't think the tourists know that this is like, they
Oh,
come
yeah.
and they're like, and then you might tell them, well, you know, in certain circumstances, if you like, I've talked to a couple tourists and they just don't know. Some of them don't care, I guess, but I'm thinking of some tourists that I saw like hanging out. It was a couple hanging out by this turtle that was on the beach. And gosh, I've seen several people come up to these turtles on the beach and touch them and mess with them, and then I have to say something, and it's just, I don't like having to say something, but you have to say something, right? And so I went up to this couple. I was like, what are they doing? They're like standing around this turtle. The guy's like on the phone now, and I'm like, what's happening? And I go up and I'm like, hey guys, what's going on? And the woman who's not on the phone, she's like, oh, he's just talking to the animal control, or whoever they called. She was like, the turtle's just unresponsive, and I don't know if it's normal for him to be on the beach. And it was just really interesting because I realized they just don't know anything about the turtles around here. And I was like, oh, they come up on the beach to rest and it's normal. And she was like, oh, thank you so much for telling me. And yeah, so I think part of it is also like they're creating all these things for tourists to come, but also like the tourists don't like, I don't know, it's just like,
it's almost like we were thinking there needs to be like a video on the airplane about like just some of the dangers here. Like, we see people try to like go swimming in this one spot that has all these sea urchins, and I've had to like tell these kids to like get out of the water. I'm like, you guys do not want to swim here. Like, I've looked under the water here with my goggles, and there's huge sea urchins, and there's just been like,
there's also current like areas that we've heard of people going out and the current's super strong, and so, but some people like to go out and try to snorkel it who don't know that it's not safe. And so yeah, I'm not surprised that people die on a regular basis, because it's just not
right. That's
the
crazy.
information isn't being shared. Yeah. So,
well,
I
I mean, there is, with the heart attacks and the surfing deaths, I mean, there is a lot of like unhealthy people that are trying to be, like if a like an overweight person or something with potential heart issues tries to go snorkeling, like they could die, and that's one of my friends has a tour company where like people die on the tour snorkeling, and
they don't know that.
Yeah.
It's like, obviously they don't want to hurt their company.
Yeah. And then like with the surfing, I mean, the reefs here are so sharp and so shallow, and at like Rockies, there's little rocks sticking out of the water, and we've seen people like wipe out and almost hit the rocks, at like, I don't know. It's gnarly.
Yeah. I love that idea of like having hotels that actually teach people about the wildlife and having it be connected.
Yeah. I think like not only teach, but also do create a hotel or bungalow, whatever, that doesn't involve changing the environment.
Yeah.
Like getting some. Oh, we have a lot of trees. Keep the trees.
Right.
Do something that it's I don't know, maybe something that you don't have to destroy the nature and bring all this, add to the chaos, of pollution.
Right. Exactly. Minimize the footprint or whatever
Yeah.
you call it. Yeah.
But
Totally.
yeah. But I think what do you guys think? Like, I think that some of these people that again, there some office somewhere that I need to make my $1 billion today.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, somebody making a decision that's not even here, and they don't know. They might not even know that there's all the bumper stickers here that are like "Keep the country, country." They might,
They might not care.
Yeah, and it happens not only here, all over the world.
right.
Yeah.
The areas I just saw this lady. I had to write something on her Instagram. She like this lady sharing on Instagram like. She's a real estate, or want to be real estate. Just say like, yeah, this part of the Bali, it's Indonesia, it's really bad, and this what happens. This, it's overcrowded. But now, if you come to this side, you can develop in this area. This and that. And then I remember I had to write something like, man, it's just because a post like this that natural habitats that used to be so beautiful and nice, they don't exist anymore because you keep attracting people that just want to think about money. We understand that money is needed for survival, right? But it's just selling out to the wrong people. If it goes to the right people with the right ideas and the right hearts, I think that's great because
And
they're
that
gonna
can still make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like you can think about money and think about the environment. In fact, that's more sustainable and gonna last longer because it's working with the environment. So it's just I don't get the mindset of like kill all the trees and like cut it all down. It's like no, you're just gonna kill the environment and then what is there left?
Yeah. No animals and
yeah.
I don't know. It's a very weird mindset and
it's
money hungry. Like that's what's sad.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it seems like at least the locals here have been trying to hold down the frequency, and because I'm sure like this place might have got developed even more so if there hadn't been certain protests or certain people kind of holding down the frequency.
Yeah. Even at Turbo, they wanted to expand it. They come in like, hell no, are you kidding me? No, no more expansion. There's the island is only so big. It's not gonna grow a bigger island,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even it went to remember when they tried to build they were trying to pass build gondolas at Mount Kaala, and just now the I think the government passed a bill like nope, not happening.
Okay, I've seen that on comments like on YouTube. Certain stuff is like, oh, they're building this, and now they're building gondolas, and
dude, it's like what the heck? What are these people that they want to bring this stuff here? Dude?
Where are they building these gondolas?
No, they're not anymore. They wanted to build like when you pass Wailua, looking at the mountain, Mount Kaala, like they wanted to be from Mount Kaala coming down. They would attract I don't know how many thousands of people more a day to the only road, in Wailua road. Like what the heck?
Yeah.
There's not even an infrastructure here to accommodate all the amount of people.
Yeah, they just had the road closed for so long. They just finally opened it. So I can't imagine. That was chaos. Yeah.
I think it's just a show. Also, with the floods that we had a couple months ago, shows how fragile the area is.
Super. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this road right out here turned into a river. We had water coming in through the fence here, but luckily it just went just like an inch up our concrete foundation. But still, it was like we started lifting stuff up. But luckily, because we're on a slant, we didn't get any flooding. But the people at the bottom of the road, they got some flooding. And did you get any flooding?
Oh yeah, my car got flooded.
Oh man!
And I moved from the area where I was crazy. I'm thankfully no one here on Oahu died.
Yeah.
But I was next day when I drove by Wailua and saw early in the morning and saw cars underneath other people's houses moved, cars upside down, It was crazy.
Yeah.
Never seen something like that in a.
Were
Yeah.
you in Wailua when it happened?
I was in Mokoleia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but the house that I was at, it didn't get flooded, but my car I left parked by the road. It got flooded, but I was able to fix it.
Whoa.
Wow.
So it didn't get totaled.
No.
Yeah. Yikes. Yeah. I mean, I know we got really lucky, but yeah, just our neighbors got like 6 feet of water going up to their homes, not that far away. So yeah, it was pretty destructive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also want to just talk briefly about the movies you've been in and the film.
My God.
What?
And I don't think Marley knows, but yeah, and also like the filming work you're doing. Cool.
Oh my gosh. Okay. It's fun to work on the movie sets, but I don't really talk about any of that stuff. But when
You don't have to either.
it's okay. It's okay. So when I got here, I think right away, like I had we had a friend. She passed away a couple months ago. Unfortunately, that's cancer. But she was working on the movie sets as recruiting people, right? Talent scout. So I started working. I don't know, back in the days, on movie sets like as an extra. Then I started doing some acting, and one thing led to the other. More projects. So I was able to work on other films that come here to the island. Like I don't know, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. If you look at the yoga scene in the chapel, I'm right there.
Wow.
Soul Surfer. We staged like a church band with Carrie Underwood. Godzilla. I don't know, so many, dude. Like a high rescue surf. Jumanji. Lilo and Stitch, Moana.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I don't keep track. That's how great I am.
You were
Yeah.
Lilo and Stitch?
Yeah, just background. But I've done some Chief of War. But it's cool. Like I got to learn a lot. Work on the set and having some speaking lines. I got to experiment different spectrums in the movie set, right? Movie industry, to the point where when COVID hit, I was like, man, there's no productions. I got tired of going to auditions too. So I was like, I want to be part of something that I create, or I want to be on the other side. So I came up with a genius idea. I'm just kidding. I love comedy and action. Love it. So I was like, I want to do a superhero comedy miniseries. So I wrote the script and started working with some friends. And I had some other friends that work on Hawaii Five-0, Megan and P.I., and some directors. And got a crew, and we started shooting here on North Shore. So I still have a few more scenes left to finish it. And then writing a feature film as well. I have some little ways to go, but it's there in process, and I love the creative ability just to create things and put our imagination to reality, Then got into just writing and the cameras, which pushed me to get my own stuff and learning about lenses and cameras and water housings, and then I loved surfing, right, and traveling. So after going to some destinations, and like I do not want to miss this wave and shooting on the water, then I started doing underwater stuff and shooting some surfing for my own pleasure, but then became, I don't know, a hobby / job. And it's just nice to be able to have the ability to, okay, I'm going to travel, do this. Okay, I can record or create something in this area, underwater or surfing or land or,
Wow.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's awesome.
That's super cool. Yeah, I love that. It's like, I've always been like drawn to acting, although I never got into it, but I think it sounds like such a cool thing to do.
fun.
Yeah, there's a show here that's like, I don't know what it is exactly, but we heard about it, and they're looking for like an actress. So Marley was gonna try to audition.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, go for it. You never know.
No, actually, someone at the beach was like, I think it's a teen show, and it was this woman I just met. She was like, you should audition for it. She was like, how old are you? And I was like, 28. She's like, well, you look like you could be,
18?
Yeah, it's 17. Like a teenage drama or something.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, wow, that's a compliment, I guess, and maybe. But yeah, I don't know I don't know anything about it. I haven't looked it up at all, but I guess her son is in it, and yeah. Anyway, it would be she said that they paid really well or something, and I was like, that'd be nice to make some money.
Yeah, it'd be like the perfect gig for her.
I don't know, would it? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You should try it. Give it a shot.
Yeah, I could.
Hey, you never know. It could be a hidden talent.
It could be. I mean, yeah, I feel like I'm very empathetic, so I can like put myself into, I guess, personalities maybe. But I haven't had a lot of practice with it, and I don't know what would happen once like there's a bunch of people there, and I don't know if I'll I don't know.
It's okay. You get directed once you're on set. Like,
okay, yeah.
Let's say if you go for a part and you meet with the director and you go through the parts. Okay, this is the line, and you have a table reading too with the other actors for the specific scene. So you get guided.
Right. Okay. So it's like a step-by-step thing.
Yeah.
I did plays when I was really little, and I loved it. It was so fun, but then it just kind of dropped off my life. But yeah, now I'm hearing about all these people who are in movies here, and I'm like, what? That's really interesting.
Could be a sign.
Maybe. Maybe. I don't know.
But you won't know if you don't go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It scares me a little, but yeah. The thing is I don't like wearing makeup. I don't wear makeup, And so, like, I think because I'm sensitive to it, and I don't want to be, like, worried about how I look. And I'm concerned it would make me, more.
I wonder if there's some sort of alternative, That's a funny question. Maybe on movie sets or maybe some...
I mean, like the sunscreen we use almost looks like makeup. It's made out of cocoa, like cacao, and I'll show it to you afterwards. But yeah,
I think it's just 3 ingredients.
Yeah,
it's cacao, coconut oil, and zinc.
Yeah, it's called Waxhead, I think.
Waxhead?
Yeah.
Sunscreen?
Yeah.
I tried making my own sunscreen with some oil. I added shea butter.
Okay.
And zinc, but yeah, maybe you guys can make your own
makeup.
Yeah,
that's
right.
true.
Yeah, you totally could.
I've used like beads.
Now that he's gonna put makeup on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can put like beads on your lips, and it dyes your lips red.
Right. Well,
there you go. There you go.
Did you have to wear makeup for? Did you wear makeup?
Well, they put. They did apply some powder. So because you get oily and sometimes start sweat, so you don't get that glare on
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because it seems like like makeup might be kind of necessary in some situations for movies. But yeah, David, did you have anything to shout out on the pod?
Oh man,
or putting you on the
musicians.
spot? That's a good. I know we didn't really cover any of your music stuff, but maybe next time.
Next time. I'll say thank you guys for having me, and message maybe to people to perhaps try to protect nature, more than developing some stuff, things, and because the planet can only take so much trash, dude.
Yeah.
There's another huge topic for later, so if we all collectively think, okay, you know what, there's maybe another method. It'd be so cool to see some places that they morph into nature, so they don't have to destroy, like you talked about. Yeah, so
Yeah, I love that.
I love that. Yeah, that's great. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. Thanks for listening, guys. Peace.
Peace. Aloha.
Aloha.